marketing director Joan Rosenberg, dining out is a hobby worth indulging, and she does often, especially when it involves treating herself to the spicy Hunan, Szechuan, and Mandarin flavors at her local spot. On Piedmont Avenue in Oakland, it's called Little Shin Shin Restaurant.
My name's Dennis Huang. I'm the manager of Little Shin Shin Restaurant. I have worked here for 24 years. Little Shin Shin Restaurant has been here 31 years. Our menu has Hunan, Szechuan, Mandarin cuisine, also has some Cantonese style food. The current owner is Mr. Guo Changyan. We use less salt, less oil, no MSG, use very fresh ingredients to make all the food delicious. Our customers like our restaurant because our staffs give their warm welcome. They usually come with whole families. Mr. Zhu Xin is the co-owner, also the head chef. Our goal is best customer service. Customer happy, we are happy. Thank you all the customers voting us as the best Chinese restaurant. We like to do the best we can to keep all the food as good as usual. Thank you.
Joan, Little Shin Shin, now you've been going there a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say more than 20 years.
And what is it that brings you back time and time and time again?
Well, the dish that brings me back time and time again is the hot and sour soup. It is the first thing I asked for after I had a major back surgery and could eat solid food again. When I'm sick, you know, that's what I crave the most. And they make a vegetarian version for me. They make it with a lot of mushrooms. They have tofu, and then they add bamboo, which has a little bit of texture to it. And the broth is thickened with a little bit of cornstarch. And so it just makes it like, you know, stick to your ribs at the same time like a meal, but also warms your stomach like a soup.
I can't say it lived up to my expectations of hot and sour soup.
Now, why is that? What were you expecting?
Hotter and more sour. So
okay,
like,
yeah.
It's just like a more extreme. It's not as thick, so like I kind of liked that, but I don't know. It's a little too thick for me. But it was really good all the same.
You're making me wish I'd ordered the hot and sour soup so I could break the tie.
Right. Oh. So tell us, what did you have, Scott?
We had wonton soup. It was a pork wonton. It was very nice. It also had fresh vegetables in it, like some snow peas, a little bit of carrots, mushroom. It was light, but you know, also substantive, and the wontons were, you know, just perfect consistency. So it was nice. The dish that I really loved was the Shin Shin prawns, which was like a sweet and sour prawns, perfectly done. That sauce was so good. At the end, I was like, you know, scraping it off the dish onto my rice. I could have taken a cup home to drink.
I think it's like a cornstarch coating that they put on, so it's not super thick, and then they flash fry them. The shrimp themselves stay tender, but the outside is a little crispy, but then when you pour the sauce over it, it just absorbs that sauce without being too thick and doughy.
And we weren't going to order that, but the waiter, who was terrific, suggested it.
Did you have Dennis, the waiter?
I didn't catch his name, but he's the manager, I found out later, and he was just really helpful. You know, we had ordered a bunch of things, and he said, well, you know, this and this are kind of alike, so why don't you order that? And
all I can say is you should have tried the broccoli beef.
Was broccoli beef your favorite? Broccoli
beef was something that reminded me when I was little. I used to go to a Chinese restaurant like 3 to 4 times a week when I was like 5 or 6, and whenever I'd walk in, they would just be like, oh, broccoli beef. Like, it tasted like that. Like, broccoli was perfectly cooked. It wasn't mushy. It was like crunchy still. Beef super tender. It has the right flavor. They add a lot of ginger to it. It was very good.
I've had the Kung Pao chicken, which is got a spicy, thick sauce, not very sweet, but it also comes with hot peppers, the red ones that are dried and mixed in when they saute the chicken. It's not, doesn't ruin your palate to where it's like leaves it so hot, sensitive hot to like the spiciness, but it's just enough.
Did you feel it was spicy? Did you get
the asparagus? I had the asparagus chicken.
But did you feel like the dishes were spicy?
Perfect. I thought they were perfectly spicy. You know, not overdone. You know, like I said, with that sauce on the prawns, just like I was wanting more.
Yeah.
That would have been a good dessert.
The Shin Shin prawns are the best.
Yeah. Really
and what
good.
about the asparagus chicken?
That was my least favorite dish. I think it had kind of an oyster sauce. The asparagus was great. It was diced and it was done perfectly. It wasn't overdone. Again, it didn't seem like it was sitting on a steam table somewhere for an hour before we ate it. It was definitely fresh.
Like the green beans.
We had the
dry fried green beans.
We had I think they were dry cooked.
Dry
green beans, yeah, they were really nice.
Those are so
perfectly
good.
done. A nice light sauce. They didn't have they weren't too salty the way sometimes beans can be when you get them in a Chinese restaurant with black beans or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was wonderful. I have to say, Chinese is not my favorite cuisine. I don't go out of my way necessarily. I'd rather have Vietnamese or Thai. But this was really, really good. I enjoyed it. On the wall, they have all these framed reviews.
That's Chinese food.
Yeah.
A lot of options in there. And some unique and interesting dishes. Have you ever heard of some of those dishes?
Sizzling rice soup.
Really?
I've never heard of
That's
this
a classic.
before. What is this?
What is going on?
It's cool. It comes out. It's really hot. It's making a bunch of noise, and they throw it in the soup,
Right.
and it. And I don't know if I was interested in having it, but
it's good.
It looks fun.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Did you
saves
feel
the
that you
crowd.
got value?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I had food for like 2 days. It was cool.
A lot of leftovers.
Yeah, a lot of leftovers.
I think we ate for 15 a person last time I was
Wow.
there, and we went with 5 people.
I actually thought there was a mistake on the bill after we added it all up and divided it by 4. I was like,
Right.
really? No,
Right.
it was a good deal.
All right, Joan, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
Well, I mean, for 20 years, it's been my comfort Chinese food go-to in the neighborhood that I'm very familiar with. Consistent service, consistent food, always a good place to go.
All right, and Scott.
I would say if you're in the neighborhood, definitely stop in. Good service, very friendly neighborhood joint with memorable dishes.
All right, Chris.
All right, so if you're in Piedmont, I guess, and you aren't trying to go to Oakland Chinatown for Chinese food, I'd say you could go there. Like, say you're catching a movie around the corner at the movie theater.
All
I'd
right.
say go there.
If you would like to try Little Shin Shin Restaurant, it's on Piedmont Avenue at Echo Avenue in Oakland. The telephone number is 510-658-9799. It's open for lunch and dinner every day. Reservations are accepted for parties of 5 or more, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $25.